Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today will not be a install video, more of an update and a don't let people work on your shit if they don't know what they're doing. Simple as that. So let's get to it. So I stripped the back of the hatch, took the system out. I removed the power wire completely out of the whole car. My battery is always going to be in this location, but I will get to that in 1 second. That's for my box. It doesn't actually go there. So, that being said, moving my fuse box as well. Reason being, I ripped out the starter wire, the alternator wire, power wire, and everything that had to go along with my battery tuck. Now, the reason I did that is because I found out that this happened. So, when I put this card, well, when I had the guy paint it, I also had him do my battery tuck while the dash was out and all that. He also did my brake tuck, which now I'm actually going to go, I'm going to re-look it over. But if you can see, this goes up to the fuse box. See, right there. That goes up the fuse box, right? So he spliced 2 wires together, and this is exactly how I found it underneath my dash. Only reason I didn't know is because he covered it in loom only this much, so you wouldn't see it. So that's trash. On to the second thing. I gave him 2-gauge copper battery cable. This is real battery cable. Now, if you're installing something on somebody's vehicle and they give you the supplies and you don't have enough, you call them and you let them know, hey, you didn't give me enough of this or you didn't give me enough of that. It's either I can go get it or you can buy it and bring it to the shop and I'll finish installing. Well, that's not what this guy did. He ended up saying, hey, I'm just going to splice some battery cable and heat shrink it. You know, he'll never know the difference because, you know, he's not going to look at it. Apparently, he doesn't know me. Eventually, I like to revamp things. Things get better. Technology gets better. And I like to keep my car up to date. So, this is complete trash. More likely I'll cut it right here to salvage the 2-gauge. Just to have some extra 2-gauge in my garage. God forbid I need it for something else. But it will not be used on this vehicle. Nor will it be used on my wife's. So, I called my buddy Matt Pittman, the guy who did my tucked harness on my J-Swap. And he actually made me a full entire kit. I will put a picture in one of these clips. But he made me a full kit. Negative and power wire, strictly from the back to the front. The negative will stay in the back. Actually, I'll do it to the shock tower like I did my last one. They're fully loomed, new battery terminals with Allen key heads. So everything clips perfectly. It's going to come to the front where I've actually made. This is my template. Tomorrow I'm going to go buy a piece of steel and bend it and make sure it's correct and fits perfectly. And I will bolt it to the floor. And that's where my ECU will mount. I'm not a good artist. Don't judge me. And he actually gave me a splitter which you will see in the video. Not in the video, in the picture that that I post up. Anyway, so he made me the one that goes from the fuse box to the alternator. He made me the one. Then there's going to be the secondary one that comes off the fuse box is going to go into the vehicle onto that splitter. From the splitter, the starter wire is going to come off and it's going to come through my firewall into the front of where my starter is located. So that'll be all set. Now, the power wire is going to go into there as well. Also, he made me all that. On top of that, he made me 2 wires that are going to be pinned into the ECU. No, not the ECU. The ECU plugs. And they'll pin into there, and it's a negative and a positive for my wideband. Last year, I was having fluctuation problems. Oh, and for the splitter, there's another ground because it has a digital readout on it. So he made me that wire for that. He also made me, when he made my harness, I forgot to tell him. He forgot to ask me. It was a mistake on both our parts, but he forgot to ask me if I was keeping my manifold the same way. Now with these J's, you can have the throttle body over here, or you can flip the whole manifold and have it over here. So I'm having mine over here because I'm putting my turbo piping to the intake manifold on this side. So these plugs are too short. So he redid those plugs for me. He's sending me those 4 pigtails as well with everything I need to get the job done correctly and looking exactly how it is. So yeah, that's finished. The manifold finally came back from powder coat. It looks and feels better than this video can ever tell you or even show you. These I re-sandblasted myself, front, side covers, and the top. And I figured out on this Downstar kit, it doesn't come with these washers for these covers. It only comes with the bolt. Because apparently, some way, somehow, they thought that they weren't going to fit. Well, they fit. So Frank, look, bud, they fit. Put those in your kit. But other than that, everything is running accordingly. Everything's running smooth. The radiator is in. Hoses are in. Starter's in. 90-degree was welded on the bottom radiator inlet. Turbo brackets made. I think I'm going to tilt this side a little bit more this way. The turbo housing was clocked 180. So the inlet's facing downward. It's not up towards my hood anymore. I messed up and I ordered this little elbow in a 2-inch rather than a 2.5. So it's quite sloppy. So I'll have to reorder this in a 2.5. So other than that, there's not a lot left to get this project going. But next on the list, fuel system. So, with that being said, this is the back. So if you notice, both fuel rails, one shorter than the other. The shorter one is for the front head, because how Honda or Acura had this set up was, see this fourth hole? This fourth hole it went from here to here. And then this outlet went to the fuel pressure regulator. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to weld this one shut. Make it flush. Make sure nothing leaks out of there. And then what I'm going to have my buddy do is I'm going to have him tap this. And I'm going to get 2 fittings, sort of like this, to fit in each one. And then I'm going to go with the K-tuned fuel pressure regulator, the 3-port, and what I'm going to have those, I'm going to feed those 2 into a splitter. Those will feed in. And then the bottom and the top one on the opposite side will go to, one will go to the fuel filter, and the other one will go to the other feed line for the fuel, to the tank. So, that's really it. A lot of progress. There's still no word on my wife's hatch. Not too worried about it. The guy's really good at what he does. We're in no rush, really. We have everything to put her hatch together. We're just, besides seats and wheels, but those are back order. Carbon Kings actually just received my wheels. I just got to go pay for them and pick them up. But the seats are a no-go. This is a really bad experience with NRG. They're usually really good, but not so much now. So I more than likely will order 2 sets of brand new seats from Status Racing. I love the seats that he did on Kobe. They have a whole new color line. They have a new material as well. It's called Cherry Red Suede, which is gorgeous. So I think I'm going to do that with the small diamond stitchings in the center and the bottom cushion. And call it a day for that. So my seats will actually be up for sale with the NRG harnesses. So, with that being said, I know it's sort of a long video, but I wanted to give you guys as much information on what's been going on as possible. So, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Please like it. A lot of people are watching it, but nobody's liking. Help me to help you. I'm trying to give you guys as much information on the J's as possible. There's really not a lot of information out there. So, yeah, like I said, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.